Okay, great morning. It is Sunday the 15th, so let's pick 3 cards and see what the topic of the morning is. Imagination. Okay. Gratitude. And romance. Okay, well, if you want to keep romance alive, if you are in a a marriage, or you're dating, or you have a significant other and you want to keep romance alive, one of the biggest things to have is gratitude. Gratitude for what your partner does. And use some imagination, keep it alive now, during this COVID time, it's a little more difficult to have a date night. Continue to have a date night, or, make a candlelight dinner. Do something sweet for your significant other if you want to keep the romance alive. So many people get into it, and when they're dating, they always put their best foot forward. They dress well, they're polite, But as the marriage or the relationship is there for a while, sometimes it gets stale, okay? And you have to keep it alive if you want to keep that romance. You see these really older couples, like they just had one I saw the other day on there. It was so sweet, in their 90s. And the gentleman was put in a home, and the wife was still in their house, and after a month, she couldn't stand it. He couldn't stand it, so she moved into the old folks' home with him. It was so sweet. The people there put all these hearts up and did a nice reunion thing for them. They couldn't live without each other. That's how closely connected they were. But usually, when you have older couple like that, and they've been together a long time, they've always appreciated each other. They haven't taken each other for granted, and they kept that romance alive through all those years, simply by having gratitude, appreciating each other, and the imagination, keeping things alive, by doing sweet things for each other. So important. I think the most important thing is not taking one another for granted. And, if you want to look for something different, look for it in your relationship. Just do something different. Not always the same old, tired thing. You have to appreciate each other. And it can't always be give on one side and take on the other side. And you see so many relationships that are like that. There's one that's always giving, and the other one's always taking. And if you can't have give and take on both sides, it's not going to work. Eventually, the person that's giving all the time and giving all the time will get tired of it. Okay? They'll get tired of it. So, dress for each other. Continue to be polite. Polite and gratitude goes a long, long ways. Again, on this older couples, you still see he'll put the chair out for her. He'll open the door. He'll appreciate. He'll appreciate his wife. Okay? So, appreciation, gratitude, use your imagination, and it doesn't have to be big things, just those little things go a long way. If you're both working, don't be a guy that comes home and plops himself down and expects to get waited on hand and foot. The wife is going to do your laundry, she's going to do the cooking, she's going to do the cleaning, plus her job outside, and come home and take care of you, while you sit there and whine about what a tough day at work you had. Okay? So, again, if you are both working outside, then when it comes in, you should try to work together, cook your meals together, do the dishes together, help each other in the house. Okay? Now, it was one thing when the men were out working and the women's duties were in the home, but when you have to have two people out there working, then, the duties at home also need to be divided up. I could tell you could get depressing for a woman. She makes less than a man for doing the same job, and then she's expected to do all the work at home as well, and take care of the kids, take care of the husband, plus do an outside job, and gets less reward for it, and is not valued for everything that she's putting in. So when you have that type of a scenario going on, how can you not expect it to go south eventually? Each other wants to be appreciated. The man wants to feel like he is, the man, that you look up to him, that he's your big, knight in shining armor. So appreciate what he does. And likewise, men, appreciate what your wife does. Okay? So women maybe try to be a little more feminine, take care of your appearance. And men appreciate it a little more. Okay? So anyway, I'm going to leave this here for today. Hopefully somebody's gotten something from it. So again, if you are in a relationship, these are some things to consider. Again, look at the people that have been together for years and years. I mean, like 50 years. That's a lot of years to be together. You look at these little couples, these little old couples. They're in their 80s, they're in their 90s. They still love and appreciate each other so much. They kept that romance alive by having gratitude, by continuing to be polite and not taking the other one for granted. Okay? So there's a lot that can be learned from these little old couples. Maybe spend a day looking online on YouTube at some of these little old couples that have been together for 50, 60 years. And you'll see that usually they are still so much in love and appreciative of each other, and always have been, okay? So love and light to each other. Don't forget to continue to mask up, and I'll see you online.